Hey everyone, my name is Wedge and welcome back to our Best of the Rest series talking about the rest of the cards in Kaladesh not spoiled individually. We're talking limited playable, constructed playable, and general goodness. In this video, we're going to look at the rest of the red cards in the set. If you've missed previous installments of the series, you can click the link right next to me and start there, easy enough. Now without further ado, let's see what the rest of the red cards have in store for us. Aether Torch Renegade is 3 mana for a 1/2 human rogue. When it enters the battlefield, you get 4 energy counters. You can tap it and pay 2 energy and it deals 1 damage to target creature. You can also tap it and pay 8 energy and it deals 6 damage to target player. Nice energy-based throwback to our good friend Tim. All the memories. Anyways, the card's decently powerful. Sure, 3 mana for a 1/2 isn't anything to write home about, but in a world of servos and thopters, dealing 1 damage can mean a lot, especially if they're trying to crew vehicles consistently. The 8 energy activation is a bit of a pipe dream, but if we're being honest, I prefer the 1 damage ability anyways. If you can find additional ways to produce energy, this is quite strong, deserving of an uncommon slot for the upcoming limited format. Built to Smash is 1 red mana for an instant. Target attacking creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. If it's an artifact creature, it gains trample until end of turn. Talk about a push pump spell for limited. Wow, this thing is brutal. 1 mana for +3/+3 is already giant growth territory, and you can cast it anytime in combat, so you can use it as a trick. Also, gaining trample is super relevant icing on the cake. I like it a lot, and I expect it to see some play. If there's an artifact-based aggro deck in Standard, maybe Boros, this could be interesting. Do not underestimate trample. It's super good. Giant Spectacle is 2 mana for an enchant creature aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+1 and has menace. Say hello to the fair successor to Madcap skills. Not as good as Madcap skills as far as I'm concerned, but still just as playable as the skills were. If you don't remember, Madcap skills saw constructed play, it was so brutal. Not saying Giant Spectacle is where you want to be in this limited or constructed environment, but who knows? It provides a ton of early pressure against a slower deck, so just a thought. Fateful Showdown is 2 of anything and 2 red for an instant. It deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of cards in your hand. Discard all the cards in your hand, then draw that many cards. The design of this is friggin' genius. 4 mana for a removal spell is perfectly fine at instant speed, definitely something we've seen played before, but getting to cycle your entire hand also, that's new and I love it. Certainly a powerful card, definitely a powerhouse in limited, and that art, Pia versus Tezzeret, nothing could go wrong there. Totally nothing. Nope. Wow, Pia's in trouble. If only someone were to make a dramatic rescue. Story's gonna get good. Hijack is 1 of anything and 2 red for a sorcery. Gain control of target artifact or creature until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste until end of turn. The latest in a long line of active treason effects. I really enjoy how they included artifacts that you could steal vehicles and then crew them yourself. Very cool. The double red and the cost exist to make up for the additional reach of the cards for sure. I think it's playable and limited, definitely. Great way to close out a game or take advantage of an opponent's artifact. I like it. Maulfist Doorbuster, great name, is 4 mana for a 4/2 human warrior. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy counters. Whenever it attacks, you may pay 1 energy. If you do, target creature can't block this turn. Before we say anything else, can we take a moment to really appreciate the best name in the set? Maulfist Doorbuster. Come on, that's great. Now, as far as playability is concerned, I like it. 4 mana for a 4/2 is but it comes with enough energy to Frenzied Goblin something twice. Interesting card for a top end of an aggressive draft deck. This is why it's an uncommon. That ability is powerful and he brings 2 activations, so solid card. Early pick for sure, especially for more aggressive leaning decks. Quicksmith Genius is 3 mana for a 3/2 human artificer. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. This is amazing for Commander. Could you imagine this in Duretti or Feldon or anything that runs Mer Battlesphere? Quicksmith Genius may not seem like much, but it is quite strong, especially in Commander, I think. A neat little card for that format. Renegade Tactics is 1 mana for a sorcery. Target creature can't block this turn, draw a card. Okay, this is getting on a hint. We have Expedite, Slip Through Space, Rush of Adrenaline, and now this card. As already pointed out by a lot of players, can't we just make a ridiculous deck with Thing in the Ice, Bedlam Reveler, and a bunch of other stupid blue-red spells? Seriously, can we? Because the average converted mana cost of the deck is around -6 right now. Just saying, I might make this. Where's Zada? Let's get her in on this too. Why not? What a bunch of cards. Spireside Infiltrator is 3 mana for a 3/2 human rogue. Whenever it becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. 3 mana for a 3/2 is actually not that bad as far as I'm concerned. However, getting to deal 1 damage to everyone from crewing this, very cool. Single-handedly, it can crew more than half of the vehicles in the set no problem. Getting 1 extra damage in each time isn't so bad, especially if they have blockers that would kill the Infiltrator otherwise. Love the vehicle synergy here, strong card for sure. Spontaneous Artist is 4 mana for a 3/3 human rogue. When it enters the battlefield, you get 1 energy counter. You can also pay 1 energy and target creature gains haste until end of turn. Alright, this may not seem like much, but this card's actually quite powerful. Think about it. If you have other energy producers in your deck, the artist can give everything you play haste without needing to pay additional mana. This is a haste enabler on a stick with some energy. On its own, it's alright, but that pay 1 energy ability is very good. I will certainly play this in limited, easily one of the better commons. Wayward Giant is 5 mana for a 4/5 giant with menace. This is a solid card, not much more to say than that. 5 mana for a 4/5 with a relevant pseudo-evasive mechanic. Really forces some awkward blocks, provides a lot of pressure both on the attack and defense. Not exciting by any means, but a solid playable card, I think. Definitely draft this card for the top end of a limited red deck. That's going to do it for the rest of the red cards in Kaladesh. What do you think? Not gonna lie, the card is looking pretty strong, especially in regards to creature quality. We saw a lot of creatures with incredibly relevant and powerful energy-based abilities. We saw creatures that were good in Commander or great with vehicles. There was a lot of diversity for red, which isn't something that I'm used to seeing. The color seems interesting. Let me know what you think though. Is this color impressing you? How does it stack up to previous colors we've talked about? Really interested to hear what you have to say. As always, be sure to subscribe for the latest and most reliable Magic the Gathering information you could ever need. This is the Mana Source. I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. This video is brought to you in part by TCGplayer.com. Right now, you can get Kaladesh booster boxes for $95 pre-ordered on the site. Great price if you don't have a local store to shop at or your local store is trying to take all your money. Great, fair deal. If you don't want to dive into an entire booster box, you can get packs of the set pre-ordered right now for only $3 each. Yeah, if you're interested in drafting but want to do it on as much of a budget as possible, $3 a pack. Can't get much better than that. Click the links, help the channel, win-win.